also clash here in the next round, but we have Indy coming in with the hybrid as well. So talked about kind of the meta, and it is looking like the hybrid's being used in the first attack here in the war, setting the blimp in the very beginning. And when I send the blimp in the core, I like to take out something that can protect the queen and the healers, which in this case is the air defense, and trying to lure out that full clan castle, which looks like he got it. The 15 archer and lava hound, which is part of the defensive CC meta nowadays, either with that or you tend to see the triple ice golems, and sometimes you'll see some dragons, and usually it's not too good unless someone hits you with an Suilala, but that's not all too often anymore nowadays.
Yeah, Suilala is one of these strats that unless you're kind of like Rigatoris, a lot of people have sort of left by the wayside. I know it's kind of coming back into fashion a little bit now, but I know it's one of these attacks that just takes so much raw skill to execute. Like how you set it up, how you utilize your spells is so important. So we'll keep an eye on that, but still. I heard you talk about Suilalas and I got confused. I know this is hybrid, but I'm just...
Yep. This is out. Yeah, definitely. We'll see if we can get the... Oh my goodness, let's see. That's tornado trap.
Tornado.
Oh, what? Wow. The super wall breaker.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. That queen would have maybe just completely avoided that town hall if it didn't open that wall right there. Wow, he got lucky that it died off, but he's not going to be able to get to this next layer here. But I'm just still interested why the blimp all the way on the far right depends, unless he sends a hybrid over there, which it doesn't look like. Typically, you tend to send it in between the queen and the king. And all it really did was pull the clan castle, because normally you tend to drop the queen on either the left or right side of that blimp. But here comes the miners, going to send the hogs right in to go into the core here. But we do have some trash buildings up towards 9 o'clock.
That's going to slow this down just a touch. Here come the hogs, though. Going to try and toast up some crispy bacon with all those Inferno towers into the center. But the hogs are kind of going off in their own direction. They need to be dealing with these scatter shots. They need to be dealing with this Eagle artillery, and they are not there yet. They are taking their dear sweet time, Carbon Fin, and they're still taking a decent amount of damage from those before that Warden ability was used. And this attack is starting to peter out already. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it.
We got a lot of some miners that went down south around to the Wizard Tower going towards 3 o'clock. Just the Royal Champion here in the core. Everything pretty much died off there. And he really wanted to get that queen into that second layer so that the queen can take out the single and everything behind that. But unfortunately, it did not go according to plan, so he had to switch it up. That tornado trap really messed it up. This Royal Champion will go down here. And now it's just a matter of trying to get as much percentage as possible.
Yeah, we're sort of in damage control at this point, and that's oftentimes what we see these top players doing, you know, when the first part... I think, honestly, that's kind of the mark of these really, really good clashers. The players who are actually going to make it to the finals of tournaments like this are ones who can adapt when things don't go to plan immediately. How do you adjust your strategy? How do you make the best of a bad situation? Because a lot of players would just let it crumble. They'd let it slip, and they'd maybe be able to get a 2-star, but we still saw 71% amount of gold next for that first one. Again, Indy's a pro. Like, this guy has been doing it forever. So I think it makes sense that he's still going to be able to salvage something from that less optimal break at the start.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Unfortunately, didn't get the value he wants. But remember, you only get one attempt per base. So you don't know where the traps are. So everything's completely fresh, right? Even though some of the bases might be burned, you might have seen it before, but they can move traps all over the place and completely throw you for the loop.
Yeah, that's really the big thing here, of course. Teams only get one shot, one opportunity to take down these bases. Minimal scouting time. It is really a go in, see what you can do. The fact that we have C triples at all is impressive, given how little time they have to scout and coordinate for these bases. So every single time we see one, just appreciate that this is the first time they are hitting this base. They are doing this off of raw skill alone.
Oh, absolutely. But this base looks like he's going to try to charge his way all the way from the top side, and he's just going to try to overwhelm and get to this town hall. He doesn't have a blimp that's going to send across to make sure. He's just going to charge through, and this is a risky attack that could result in a 1-star if they don't path to the town hall here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this.
Oh, yes, we are. I think, of course, super important at this point. See if they can take down this Eagle artillery. The longer it stays,
There was some belts that came out of the siege barracks. They're all not hogs. Normally you see hogs.
What they are?
Those
Hit the wind.
What? All right.
Okay. And they are just wrecking everything. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Taking out the trash on the outside of the base here. Let's look back towards the inside though. This Town Hall is going to be going down here any second. Warden ability was already used. They're going to take a little bit of additional damage, but it's the Yetis. They can take that from the Giga Inferno. And center of the space is actually looking... Actually, it's going down pretty quick. The Royal Champion on the outside, too, is able to take down that scatter shot. That was actually big for the rest of this push.
Yeah, the Royal Champion pops her ability here. The Queen does have her ability as well. She's going to jump over to these Yetis, not getting damaged by anything. So it's going to be a matter of what this Royal Champion can still get. He took the risk, and he was able to get all the way to that Town Hall. Pops the Queen ability just now. Can this Royal Champion just stay alive? Yes, she does, but the Cannon Archer Tower will take her down. And now it's just a matter of time, because I believe he definitely has enough here. The P.E.K.K.A. Yeti should clear that with a minute. He's got a lot of time here to move around. This is looking pretty good for a 3-star here.
It is actually Mayhem to start this off. And pretty darn solid. The Archers and the Yeti to tank for them is going to take down this Archer Tower on the outside. And these Yetis actually doing a great job of tanking for all these troops now on both sides. The question is, are they going to have enough time? 52 seconds left on the clock to get into those center compartments to try and take that down. That's my big question mark. Things really are going to have to line up here. The healer's going down, not a huge issue, but it just comes down to timing. Can they take down those few structures on the inside? I think they can, but it's going to be a little bit close.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely going to be plenty of time here with just over 30 seconds. The Queen is working on this wall. She'll be able to move straight in, and this is going to be a 3-star. And this attack really kind of hinged on dropping the troops right away. He didn't spend about a minute doing on a Grand Warden walk or setting a funnel. He just dropped the troops in there. He was able to charge from the opposite side of the Town Hall. He took the risk, which could result in a 1-star because he didn't have the blimp for the Town Hall, but he was able to overwhelm it, and they went straight towards it with those 2 jumps there.
Yeah, just laying down. It's the red carpet, but they're green. It's the green carpet, just making a clear path right to the center of the opponent's base. Great healer usage on the outside as well. That Royal Champion did work. And then Valk's coming out. A little bit of adaptation here, but the speed with which they were able to clear up all those trash structures on the outside definitely helped create the space at the end to allow those troops to go in and clean up those buildings to the triple. Really, really solid opening here from ESL NA Cup. Who doesn't like to start things off with a 3-star hit? If you guys are just joining us, you're like, wait a second, what? Clash of Clans, competitive Clash of Clans, how does this work? Basically, 5 players on each team. Each one is trying to destroy the opponent's base. They get stars for doing so. They get their 1st-star carbon when they take down 50%. They get their 2nd star when they clear that Town Hall, and they get their 3rd star if they get 100% only. We score it based on total stars, but if they're tied, we do average percentage damage dealt. I don't actually think it's that complicated. It's not that complicated.
No, definitely not after you play for it a little bit, but the big thing is you do only get that 1 attack. So you don't get a second try like in regular wars, and this is what makes it very difficult. You can trap those bases, and look, we're going to try to see if JD9 can charge this Queen straight into the single target Inferno. Will she go up? Locks onto the Queen here. The clan castle is all the way on the bottom left down there, bottom left, and that means the Queen will not get locked up on any ice golems or lava hounds that potentially can go through. She can get tons of value, including the Town Hall if she steps up there, but the Skelly, oh no, has to pop the Queen ability. Oh, he really would have loved to save that, at least for the Town Hall if the Queen went up there. Oh no.
Oh, that's not ideal. The Skellies came out. And that was huge. Again, pairing these skeleton traps with the single target Infernos. I think the raged up healers, though, are still going to give them, they are going to be able to chain this enough. Angry healers heal better. Don't ask me how that math works. And that's the Town Hall going down. So this Queen charge, I mark it a success, despite the fact that he did have to burn the ability early. And now with the funnel going in on the other side with the King, this is a quintessential Queen charge to start this off, as the rest of the hybrid is going to come on through. Here come the miners. Here come the Hogs. Carbon, this is looking standard.
This is looking really good. Took out the enemy Queen and the Eagle Artillery. Here comes the Clan Castle, so you're going to have to deal with it on the charge through the rest of this base here. But it does look, he has the poison spell, should be able to poison, no problem. The only question is, if it is a Lava Hound, it's going to stall this Royal Champion up quite a bit. Pops the Warden Eternal Tome, and here comes out the rest of the Archers, some Goblins, and maybe a Witch towards the end. Yep, there's one Witch. Should be able to poison it, and it's not looking too bad. As long as he charges through, the healer's alive. This would look like a 3-star.
JD9, more like JD Fine, am I right? This attack was solid. I definitely didn't make that joke last week. Nobody go check. Nobody look. I'm not recycling humor at all. No, this was super solid. This was just... I can find no fault with this. He could have swagged multiple hero abilities. He almost could have swagged like 3 out of the 4 if he'd been playing that slightly differently. This is just dominant performance here. The traps at the end are going to do damage, but it's not even going to matter because all of his troops are still healthy enough. They just cleared this out with 30 seconds to spare. Easy peasy, no problem. Instant clap back coming on in. Golden X now. 3-star of their own. Why not? Let's go.
Yep. Absolutely answers with that triple. They definitely needed it right there to tie up, at least with the triple count. NA Cup does have another attack to do here, but it's going to be a good one. This is the winner's bracket, so we're seeing these teams fight out for trying to get to that spot in the finals. It's going to be good.
Ooh, yeah, that's what both these teams are fighting for. Both of this are coming into it undefeated. One of those teams desperately looking to keep that streak alive. Let's get into the next attack from ESL NA Cup. It is Dingy. Sure.
Let's see.
We'll assume I'm saying that. Sure, we'll assume I'm saying that correct. Hey, another hybrid. What a surprise.
Yep, the hybrid is the meta right now, and sending the queen straight into the single target over on this left side here. As long as this queen can get through, going to have to use his freezes for it. There's the first one. Probably going to find a ground skeleton. Wait a second. No, the queen can get through it. No problem here. Very easy. We'll probably see maybe the king siege barracks up top. And he's going to send the hybrid probably straight for the town hall. But that skeleton trap was a little farther into the base. So that queen didn't have to get stoled up on it. So maybe that was a little not too good of a placement there. But wait a second. He did open up the wall for this queen to walk on the outside of the base.
I like it.
Because that one tile right there. Let's see if the queen's going to take it or where she's going to go now.
Yeah, this is where Queen AI is going to ask some questions, and we'll see if we can deliver. The poison is going to be coming in here to deal with the CC that Lava Pup. Not going to be stalling this up for too long. This Queen Charge getting quite a lot of value, as we'll see how they continue. Only one more Rage spell, though. We'll see what exactly actually needs to be utilized here. And he's going to probably start to look to set the rest of this funnel and drop the king and get that going. He just wants to see where this queen goes first so he can make that decision of where he wants to drop this other hero. There he goes.
Queen's going to be able to get a ton of value. Look at this king find a Tesla farm up top, so that should help quite a bit. Queen still got to have her ability, and she can take out the scatter shot, archer tower, expo. There's so much value from this queen finding a couple. Oh my goodness, all these seeking air mines. So he's going to lose the queen charge down south. But he got so much value. It's okay for this queen to die off as long as the hybrid takes care of the town hall, pops this war internal tome perfectly to protect him, keeps these heals through him. One freeze. This is looking really strong.
Yeah, especially because the queen's taking down the defensive heroes as well. She's still alive. Yeah. That one lone healer doing work as the town hall drops. Like you said, beautiful use of the Eternal Tome. And now laying down these heal spells, freezing up that scatter shot. So crucial. It's going to deny one shot there, I think, from it. It is, which is going to make a world of difference in the HP bars of, one more? No, he did deny it. That was actually huge. Kept it to a single shot, which means he gets a lot more HP on these attacking troops. And Carbon, we could be seeing potentially here, looking at the single target, that's my big question mark, potentially another triple.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Beautiful use of the Raw Champion right there through the bomb tower so it doesn't damage. I mean, there's only one hog left. The Raw Champion's going to take it down, and that is going to be another 3-star right here for the NA Cup. Beautiful job, which means that Golden Axe is going to have to put up another one to try to answer the call. What a great performance to kick off this war. Wow, this is a winner's bracket up here for a reason, coming in with those 3 stars.
Yeah, this is absolutely solid play coming out from both of these teams. Back-to-back triples for ESL NA Cup. Still not my favorite name, guys, if I'm being honest, but your play is really impressing me. So you've got that going for you. Still, that looked solid. Again, I'm really impressed by the quality of play we're seeing. And yeah, a lot of it's hybrid, which is sort of quote unquote the meta attack right now. But still, it's being executed well. Because let's be honest, at this level, if you can have the best attack strategy out there, but if you don't execute it correctly, it doesn't mean nothing. And we are seeing that now. But of course, Golden Axe needs to respond with a triple of their own. Can they do it? Carbon Fin, we're gonna find out.
Oh, yes, we're going to find out. Golden Axe has to step up here in this next attack. Can they get the 3-star? We're going to see Izeus. We've talked to him before in an interview, which was last week. Let's see if he can come in with a, look at this, a Sui Lalo bat attack. 6 bat spells in here. You got to keep your eye on where all the splash damage is and where he's going to try to move those bats. The queen's going to look to try to get into this town hall, but let's see where this wall break is going to go, because there is an opening in the wall, so the super wall break might not go where he wants here. So let's keep an eye on, unless this queen does charge her way. Can he get the town hall? He is really looking for that to go down.
Yeah, that would be the ideal situation here. You just have, man, that is a lot of bat spells coming out. We'll keep an eye on that. Queen.
Oh no.
Oh
The queen
boy. She's
going
not
for the
going.
town hall.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Wow.
Queen. Okay, okay, okay. Not ideal.
Oh.
Not ideal.
Nope.
How do we adjust? Carbon if this is you, how do you adjust this?
I mean, your only thing is going to save the Stone Slammer or something for the Town Hall here and send the World Champion. I mean, you could send the World Champion in for the Town Hall, but there's a single target Inferno there as well. So at this point, he's just trying to overwhelm the core. He's going to look to see the value that he can get with the Warden flying through. The enemy Queen is still standing. The RC is going to come in for the bottom, pops the Warden Eternal Tome, and whatever is inside the CC, the RC is going to probably pull out as well, which it might be a Hound. No, just a million archers here and a Witch. So shouldn't be the worst case, but there it is. He is saving the Stone Slammer for the Town Hall. He's going to have Bats for the back end, but he only has one freeze now. Uh-oh.
No. This is actually huge. Like
one
Wizard Tower could end all his dreams. The one on the far right side is already looking to do that right now. It is tanking, though. These balloons are there for it. So nice. It was able to hold off the freeze. Wait, hang on. No, he used the freeze somewhere. Where did he use the freeze?
Oh, he used it on the Town Hall when the Stone Slammer went in.
Oh, my goodness. Yep. I think that's actually not the end of the world here. I think he's still going to be okay. I think enough of the splash damage is cleaned up. The biggest thing, of course, is going to be that scatter shot.
Yep.
Which is looking pretty scary right now, Carbon Fin. Oh, it is. Okay, it's so scary.
Yep. Wrecked all those bats as he was trying to move through. But imagine if that Queen took the Town Hall. He could have used that Stone Slammer somewhere completely in a different spot in the base. Maybe on that Wizard Tower up top that's near the scatter. Could have been distracting. Very nice try. Would have had some free spells to use for the bats. Oh, man, I could have seen so much value, but the design of these walls makes it really hard for the Queen to go into the Town Hall because the super wall breaks won't go necessarily for the outside layer. So they're just going to go right around it, meaning you might have to drop a jump spell to invest on a Town Hall like that. But it just, unfortunately, that Queen going around did not get it, and he just had to adapt, which these players can. I mean, getting a 91% 2-star and having to just react and save it is a really great attack nonetheless.
Yeah, super solid here. 91% and change. Not sure where this last little troop is around there somewhere, hitting at something, and I can't see it. Either way, Izeus doing work here for the squad. Not quite finding that 3-star, but still keeping them within striking distance should they be able to pick it up. And we're looking in terms of percentage, still going to be raising the average percentage damage dealt, which is, of course, still very important. 87.3% now being the total for them. Still going to have to find a triple at some point. But again, ESL NA Cup, they could trip. They could stumble. There is still plenty of opportunities for Golden X to come back in this. But if ESL NA Cup can lock up a third triple here, that would be looking pretty good, Carbon Fin.
Yeah, absolutely. With only Golden X having one triple right now. So ESL NA Cup is coming in here with the Yeti Bobat. We got one P.E.K.K.A to help probably set an additional funnel here. And there's the Grand Warden with the healers. Town Hall is isolated all the way in the core here with 1, 2, 3 single target Infernos on the backside with 2 ground and 2 air expos, kind of trying to take a look at where potentially you can have the bats move around, all the splash. And so you kind of got to focus on those scatter shots and the wizard towers now for those bats at least. But this Grand Warden is taking quite a bit of damage, but the healers look to be able to heal him back up here. As long as Warden can set this funnel, he can then charge in with the rest of the base. But look at this. He's also switched to a wall wrecker in this attack here.
Oh, I don't see a whole lot of those. Not nearly as much in Town Hall 13, at least not here in the ESL Mobile Open. And this is definitely the most battered Grand Warden we have seen to start this off. Normally, they have the longest attack range in the game. They just chill out of range. They don't take a whole lot of damage early. Luckily, those healers doing their job to a T as this compartment with the scatter shot is there. But oh my goodness, it's going to get at least 2 shots off, maybe a third. That's a lot of initial damage done by that one defense, man. Town Hall 13 hurts a lot to try and break on through. Now the Eternal Tome is being utilized to try and mitigate some of that additional damage, but I don't know. A lot of work is still left to be done here, Carbon Fin.
This is looking really good. These bowlers can skip onto the Town Hall. They took out that Eagle really quick. The World Champion's coming up top. He's crushing through this. That wall wrecker easily made it all the way through to the Town Hall. Now they're going towards the Clan Castle, which he drops the poison. But this Royal Champion, with the value she can get, and get ready for the Bat Spells, this is looking pretty strong here. Pops the ability. Bat Spells behind. The only issue is going to be a Tornado Trap. Yeah, there he is, just in time. Let's keep our eye on where these bats. He freezes again, and this is looking pretty solid. The only question mark left is that Wizard Tower on the back end for these bats. So let's see if he can get it taken down, or is this going to take the bats down?
Carbon, he actually made a slight goof because the Royal Champion was tanking for that Wizard Tower. He didn't actually need to spend the first one. He could have timed it just a little bit differently. And now, not having that additional freeze might make a huge difference here. Luckily, these Yetis are still tanking for it, so it's still there. But my goodness, was that close. One slight misplay could have cost so much there. But Bon is looking really, really good now. He's still got the King popping that Royal Fist ability, getting the additional DPS with Barbarians, 86% in climbing, 37 seconds left on the clock. I think, yes, indeed, we are looking at another triple here. Oh my goodness.
Wow, what a beautiful attack there. Used that wall breaker to charge in. And the real key thing, he used that super wall breaker in the very beginning to make sure that the Yetis and bowlers went straight in. They didn't beat on a wall. They didn't get slowed down. And then the wall breaker was behind. Typically, you might see the wall breaker being used to open up the wall for the Yetis. But in this case, it was not there. And he just charged straight in, and it looked really good.
Yeah, that was just, there's a lot of actual nuance to that attack. You see that, and like, well, there's a smash component to this, and you've got Yetis, and you've got bowlers, they're going to go in, but the fact that he was then able to utilize the bats with that made that, I think, just really elevated that attack in a big way. I'm a big fan. Echo standing by, of course, with our mid-match meetup, having just witnessed ESL NA Cup triple to start this one off. After we saw in that last war, are you really surprised at the caliber of these teams?
I mean, this is unbelievable. 3 attacks. 3 triples. I mean, I don't think I've seen that either. So many things are happening that we haven't seen so far. You called it earlier on that I may have a difficult time choosing what I want to highlight at the end of this one. And, well, a lot of triples are on the board. I hope you guys are having fun with it over there. I know I'm having fun watching.
Absolutely. And again, not jealous of your job. You have to pick one attack for our Xperia highlights. Good luck to you, sir. All I know is we still have 4 more attacks waiting in the wings. Let's get into our next one. Echo, we'll check in with you at the end of the match. Big Chris is up, though, of course, for Golden. I mean, this is going to be this base is looking kind of tricksy here, Carbon Fin. There's a lot of trash structures on the outside. This base is very condensed.
Yeah, we're looking at a drag back coming in, and the biggest thing when we're coming with drag back, I'm looking at the sweeper positioning. We have one that's in the core next to the clan castle pointing at 12. The other one's near the town hall pointing towards 3 o'clock. You'll typically see the dragons tend to fly behind that. The eagle artillery is down there as well, but from the direction that he's dropping the heroes here, he's trying to use he tried to use the super wall breaker to open the wall to get the queen to go for the town hall, but because of the walls not connecting, the super wall break just went right around it, unfortunately. So now what is he going to do? He's really wanted that town hall down, but let's see if the queen even goes for it.
And this is what I was talking about. This base, I'm like, the way these walls are laid out, it's because you look and you go, well, there's gaps in the wall. Intuitively, that doesn't seem right, because your troops can get in. That's not how it works sometimes. That is not how it works at all. The AI on some of these troops just get thrown for a loop with this. And we are seeing the Loon going in, baiting out any of these defenses here, allowing the Queen to clear a path through. This is very smart, actually, because if you're going to set up things towards this air attack, being able to bait out those early defenses with that Coco Loon is really solid. So I think that's a nice little move there up top. And then, of course, the Royal Champion actually going in early to clear things out here towards the bottom. That's an interesting decision, Carbon.
Yeah, he's going to send the Royal Champion, like you said, down there, but not going to get the Wizard Tower. Queen is going to burn her ability, pulls out the archers and a Lava Hound here, and he would like to send these dragons right into this Eagle artillery here, but he sends them straight into the Town Hall because the Queen was not able to take it down. Finds a Seeking Air Mine and some Air Skellies right there in the very beginning, and another Seeking Air Mine, unfortunately, but he's going to have to pop this ability. He doesn't have a way to move this Hound except for that Sneaky Goblin, so he's going to have to drop it early. Hopefully these dragons don't go over to it and kind of take it down, which he's going to get stuck. Still has 6 bats to charge through, but unfortunately he had to adapt on the fly on this one.
Yeah, but again, the hallmark of these great top-tier players is how they can adjust to adversity, how they can overcome this. Oh, what are you looking at here? I have a funny feeling it has to do with the scatter shot.
Well, the scatter shots are wrecking through these dragons, but the Ice Golem pulled the Lava Hound down south, which these dragons are going to get stuck on it now, unfortunately. But he does use a nice freeze on the Scatter Wizard Tower. As long as he drops another, he does. Balloons are coming around. Hang on, he can turn this one around with that Queen not getting the ability. As long as these bats take out the Wiz Tower, here it goes. These balloons need a tank. It's looking pretty good. Finds the Sinking Air Mine, but that can only hit the balloon. And down it goes, and the bats... Oh, they got killed off, so it's going to come down to these loons, and he's not going to have enough time, though. Oh, Big Chris, really nice try. He adapted beautifully, but it's just going to come down to time here. The Dragons got slowed down by that Hound.
Man, so long, so much time. Even now, still cleaning up these pups. 85% in climbing. This is strictly a time fail. This would have been a 3-star triple here from Big Chris. And oh my goodness, so close at the end. 92%. Another excellent hit. Yeah. Carbon Fin, another great hit. But I don't need great. I need perfect. I need a perfect hit. Because 92%, while that may you look, you bring home, you're in the 3rd grade, and you show your parents, they're like, hey, look, I got 92% on my math test. They're giving you a high five. That is a great mark. But when it comes to the upper bracket semifinals for the ESL Clash of Clans ESL Mobile Open Clash of Clans Season 5 playoffs, you need 100%. Yeah. I'm sorry, kids. I only accept perfection.
Yeah, especially if your opponents are putting up triples and 3 of them back to back. Can they put up 4 3-stars here? And this time they are looking to come in with the mass E-Dragons in this attack. Does have a poison spell as well. And I'm taking a look, like any other air attack, where the sweeper's pointing. Kind of one's at 3, one's towards 9. King down south. We do have 12 loons, maybe. But if you're going to drop the king and queen like that, it looks to be you tend to send the E-Drags right in between your heroes. So there's the balloons. Here comes the E-Drags right towards 7, 8 o'clock. Let's see if he can make this charge through into the core of the base. And drops 2 freezes right away. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Wow.
There were decisions were made. Look, to be fair, there's still 4 free spells, 3 free spells, lots of free spells being used. Okay. Somebody's watched too many of the classic DC comic Mr. Freeze, and now they're taking some life-inspiring lessons from that, as all of them have since been used. But these E-Drags are still doing pretty good. The Chain Lightning's getting decent value, but the Eagle Artillery, the way they're grouping up, just makes me a little bit scared, Carbon Fin.
Yeah, he pops the ability right now, but those rages on the outside, unfortunately, he doesn't have any more rages here. The Queen pulls the Lava Hound out now. These E-Drags are going to get stuck, and he's not going to get those value. I wonder why he used those rages so early. Either he accidentally dropped them there, but he dropped them both together really close, which I don't think it was an accident. He wanted to probably just charge his way through. And it's only going to be the 64% 2-star right there. After everyone else on the team got the triples, which is going to lower the percentage. It's going to bring it closer to Golden X. But with those 2 extra triples, they are looking really good right now. So Golden X needs a triple and hold a very low defense.
So I'm pretty sure ESL NA Cup was like, hey guys, we're winning this war pretty handedly. You know what we need? Dramatic tension. Hold my beverage. Right on in. 64%. Just free spells all over the place. Do you like 7 free spells? I like that, man. Let's go. And now there's an opportunity. There's a chance here. If Golden X can pull out another 3-star, if ESL NA Cup can stumble, there is a chance. A very, very slim one, but technically there's a chance.
Yeah, we're going to have to see now with the attack from Golden X coming in with the 9 Yetis into the section. Does drop the balloon down here to test for sinking air mines. There is the Grand Warden. The Grand Warden can reach this town hall through the easy walk here. There's a sweeper that's going to push these healers back. Or no, he's just out of range there, so it shouldn't be a problem. And the Sneaky Goblin sent a bit of a funnel. It does have a super wall break as well. The beautiful thing about this is that Warden can take it down, which then he can charge his way and save the Eternal Tome for the Yetis deeper in the base if he wants to.
I don't think we haven't seen a whole lot of this just insta Warden into Town Hall take. Like almost never, actually. This is really interesting. Normally we see these Warden walks used to strictly set funnels, and then the rest of the troops are going to go in, whether it be a smash, a kill squad, what have you, to take down that town hall and gut the core of the base. This is actually a really interesting adaptation. I like it a lot because he was able to get that really key component of it without really risking anything, which is solid. And especially now if he can take down these scatter shots, that is a lot of the key defenses already dealt with. He just has to worry about these single target infernos. Those are still going to give him some trouble.
Yeah, he was super late on that queen drop. So unfortunately, the queen's going to be getting locked down to this lava hound now. And these Yetis are just running around. They got picked off in the core. There's a Springtrap World Champion coming in to assist these hogs over at the 9 o'clock section. But these hogs look to be getting picked off super quick. And he's got 1 balloon left. That queen is getting stuck on the hound, unfortunately. Too bad there. But does he have enough to get through the top side? The biggest threat now is going to be that single target Inferno over at 3 o'clock. RC with her ability does have a balloon. We're going to have to see if this Queen or RC can make it there, but it doesn't look like right now, even though the wall is open for the Queen if she wants to walk in.
Still an opportunity. Queen, you're going to get there someday. We believe in you. There you go.
Oh.
Look. Oh, boy.
Oh.
This is... I can hear it in your voice, Carbon.
Yeah.
I that's the sound of oof.
Mm-hmm. The Queen, unfortunately, burns her ability here, takes down the single target Inferno. Didn't have any spells or anything to protect the Royal Champion, so she got picked off here. And it looks like with the Archer Tower, 2 Teslas left up. I don't know, the Queen's going to go, oh, Queen, you're going for the wall. Just, the wall's open,
No.
turn around and go on the outside there, Queen. But unfortunately...
She's got to go through 2 walls. All right.
Oh, yeah. She's not going to be able to do it here, especially with the time and these Teslas and the Archer Tower with only 1 healer. Oh, unfortunate. Oh, man. Golden X going to fall short right here.
ESL NA Cup. You got to give it to them. They looked solid.
Yep.
They just started things off in such an indomitable fashion. 3 stars back to back. When you get 9 stars in 3 hits, that means things are going pretty well for you. And we did see it here. Just kind of an insurmountable lead for Golden X to sort of overcome. The Mount Everest to start that one off.
Yeah.
And now 11-11, another swag final attack here. Back-to-back wars.
Wow.
Coastal Clash, ESL NA Cup. This is going to be a clash of titans in our upper bracket final. Let's see this final attack. Let's see if they can follow in Coastal Clash's footsteps and get themselves a 14-star victory. Carbon Fin, let's see if they can get it done. I don't know. That's quite a tall order. That's quite a big ask. But it's acid. Maybe he can burn his way through those opponents deep. Melt it? What does acid do? Melt? Burn? I don't know.
Well, we'll take a look, looking to do it with the Queen charge. Hogs, in this case, does have 2 super wall breakers. The one will be used to try to get this Queen to charge straight into the single target Inferno. Gonna have to wait, unless he uses it again. Should go to the Wizard Tower, or he's gonna wait here. Once the Wizard Tower goes down, he can then have a target up to the top over towards that Expo that's hitting. Maybe the Queen can help take down that Town Hall all the way through that top side. Does have a siege barracks as well. King burns his ability. There is the super wall break, and look at that. Because the Wizard Tower is touching that corner compartment, the super wall breaker will target up there, and I was going to let the Queen loop up and around and get a ton of value all the way through there. Look at
That's
that.
absolutely massive. Little things like that, Carb, you instantly identified that as a weakness. You're like, look, because of the positioning of this one structure, it is going to fundamentally change how I can hit this base. That is the thing. That's what these top players are looking for. The tiniest of details make a huge difference when it comes to taking down these bases. The tornado trap is there, but luckily the Queen had not yet attacked that Town Hall, which means she's not taking that damage. Not activating Giga. There, it finally is going to. Yeah, there we go.
Just there, she activates the Town Hall. I mean, the Town Hall was lucky to not be active. Oh my goodness, pops the ability. The Queen standing right next to it. She takes the Town Hall Giga Bomb damage. Oh, unfortunately loses all the healers right there, but the Queen got a lot of value, which means that she got some key structures down, except there are 2 back-end scatters here. The King is up, which means the Royal Champion's going to get stuck on the King for a little bit, but uses the Rage for the Royal Champion here since the Queen is about to go down here. Oh my goodness, look at this. The Queen's still alive. She's going to take the Eagle down. She's like, no help. Oh wow. That is unbelievable right there.
Covert ops. Okay, there we go. Queen, you thought she was just Nick Fury in that situation. That was some pufferfish venom to the heart and just right back in it. Yeah, that's an obscure Avengers reference. Enjoy that, everybody. Okay, this is still looking like a really solid attack, though. Technically a hybrid because you have that one. I'm kidding, it's not. It's Mass Hogs, but I just love to believe that everybody's running hybrids because, of course, if for some reason you need to activate that Town Hall and you don't have any other way to do it, the Miter will get it done. Woohoo! As the rest of this attack is slowly whittling away.
Yeah, it's looking like he lost a lot of these hogs here towards the top. The Queen, I think he definitely wanted to try to get a little bit more value, but those 2 back-end scatter shots did so much work. He did, I don't know, I think he popped that Warden ability super early there. I don't know if I saw if there's any Giant Bombs, but typically you like to, if you pop the Warden ability early, it's either through a Giant Bomb and scatter shot, because if it's a Giant Bomb scatter shot together, and then there's tends to be a giant, or the bomb tower, I should say, the bomb tower, scatter shot, and then you tend to find giant bombs near that. Your hogs will disappear in an instant. 96% 2-star, still a great hit. Unbelievable. They're going to be advancing to take on Coastal Clash here up in the winner's bracket. Remember, they're going to be going off. We saw 14-star performance from Coastal Clash, so that next one is going to be crazy. But still, Golden X still has another chance because it is double elimination, and they're going to be going down to the lower bracket.
That is very true. That is a very good point to raise. Of course, this is our upper bracket. Even though the team loses here, they still have another shot. That's actually a very good point, Carbon Fin. That may actually come into play later on in our show. Echo is standing by, and he had four triples to choose from. I'm guessing, Echo, you're going to pick one from ESL and A Cup. Which one did you decide to go with for our Xperia highlight?
I can't believe how well they just came through. 3 different triples, 3 different strategies. We're going to go with the attack number 6, the third one, which was the Yeti bow bat. It was just, I was so impressed with the bats on the back end that we had to choose that one. Let's take a look at it and see why so much success was seen. But it was hard. There were so many good ones. All right, so we're starting this one out, and there is 1 P.E.K.K.A, 5 healers, 5 Yeti, 7 bowlers. I'm going to learn something from this attack myself with that centralized town hall. Now, you guys mentioned it, how that Grand Warden got massive value. I mean, this attack took a long time to get going, but the Warden took out a bunch of structures. That Warden was invincible up there, getting close to death a few times. A little too close for comfort, but was able to push on through, taking out everything in the northernmost compartment. That 1 wizard over there as well, we can't count him out. He's getting some great value also, starting to set things here for that funnel. Now with the town hall in the center, you need to be careful, and that's why I like seeing the wrecker. Another weird thing happening in this attack. We don't see many wall wreckers being used. We're going to have that super wall breaker open up the initial wall, and then the wall wrecker trail in behind. The Warden is now going nice and safe with his crew going through that initial break, and we also have that wrecker, like I said, coming on in. Bowlers trailing behind, and things are looking really nice. I loved seeing this centralized part of the base. There's not really a lot going on there. A lot of structures are on the outside. So once this kill squad was able to get near that town hall, it was pretty much GG. We knew that the bowlers were going to be able to take down both the Eagle and that town hall. They are all raged up, and boulders under rage, Yeti under rage, Yetimite under rage are just insanely strong. The base has already been gutted. There's nothing more in the center, so it's all the exterior. So I'm looking at the Inferno Tower, which is always a little scary, plus that scatter shot since we're working with the bats. But the Royal Champion was both tanking and the freeze spell was being used. A little bit of double protection there, which, as you guys mentioned, may have been a bit of an issue on the back end. But the bats got a lot of value. They were able to take out 8 or 9 defenses along the way, possibly more because I wasn't actually counting. But, you know, and we still had the Queen up there, and she used her ability to take down that Inferno Tower, which is always a bit scary. Actually, her ability is still intact, so it was just her sheer power. 1 balloon, hero ability still intact. The bats, I believe, go down to something over here. I think it may have been the Wizard Tower, or did they stay up? They stayed up. I mean, this was just such a fun attack. We had the wrecker, we had bats, and the rest is history right now. It's just the bats cleaning up the base with the remainder of the kill squad. Pulling in a beautiful triple, one that I felt was worthy of highlighting here for everyone just to take a second look at. I liked it.